I started with Tito Puente in '62 in the Palladium. That's when I met Martin Cohen, and I started playing LP bongos during those days.
I go back to 1968, and the first instrument that I played were the timbales that Martin made, and they were made out of a real good brass alloy, and they sounded real good, and I've been playing them since 1968.
Yeah, I saw Johnny and Madera and Barreto and Batato playing these LP congas, so I decided that I wanted to be part of it as well. And the company and the name took it to that other level, you know. And I, being a percussionist, I follow them. So I became a endorser in 1977.
59, Cuba shuts down, and there's no instruments coming back into the States anymore. So, you know, there was, whoever made stuff was making it at home, in the garage. A cowbell was made by somebody privately. No company, there was no big companies then doing typical Cuban style instruments. So, you know, Martin's object was to make his stuff sound as good as the stuff we were used to.
And remember now, there's no place to buy these things now coming from Cuba. There was a place on 112 of Lenox, La Moderna Bakery, where you could go and, you know, the owner was Cuban, you could buy your pastry. In the back he had congas and he had bongos, and he had those things. And that's where you would buy these things at. But there was no such thing as going to, I don't know, Sam Ash or Manny's or whatever music shop was around at the time. To buy these things, and so now
not till later.
Till much later. But we're talking, you know, in the 50s.
There was a gap.
Yeah,
there was a gap there, and Martin came at the right time. He came at the right time because he was able to get the guys to help him out, Batato, Mongo, you know, who played those instruments, and help him make and create something as close to that as possible. He was going almost every night to clubs, taking notes, getting ideas, asking questions. He would ask all the percussion players about this. What do you think about this? And little by little, he accomplished what he accomplished. Yeah, he did it. He paid his dues. It didn't come that easy. He was out every night. He was out every night, Martin, asking questions, taking tons of pictures. Martin used to have a dog named Erica, a big German Shepherd. And picture a nightclub packed with beautiful people dancing, suits, all the time. Martin would come in with his cameras and stuff with this gigantic German Shepherd. Don't ask me how he was able to get the guy to let him in with the dog, but Martin walked into tons of clubs with that gigantic German Shepherd. Okay? And I said, how he got to the front door with the dog, I don't know. You ask Martin. And I was lucky that I was able to try a lot of the stuff before they became on the market. You know, I remember trying the Guido. I remember trying the maracas. He always would come around where I was at and ask me, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? The claves. I remember when he was still making the wood claves. And he would always come around where I was at. And what do you think?
I remember one time him bringing the plastic maracas, and Machito took them and played them and said, yeah, you know, they're not bad because the sound didn't spread. It was kind of a precise, concise eighth note, if you will, as you're playing them. You know, so he liked that a lot. So the main objective of all of this was to get the sound as authentic as possible to what those instruments that were being played in the 40s and the 50s and all that kind of stuff, like the Cuban bongos or the Ludwig Lidi timbales or the cowbells that are off of a cow and all this kind of stuff. We're trying to get that sound to be as authentic as what that sounded like, because that was like the norm. And that's what we heard as kids growing up, or what we saw as little kids when we go see Machito play, or go see Tito Puente play, or go see Tito Rodriquez, whoever it was. We would hear those instruments and man, they sounded so good. So I think that was the prime objective, was to try to get these products that Martin was making to get to that sound.
Until today, me and Martin joke. You know, we've done stuff. He comes to see our band, and he sees me playing the Guido. And he says, you know, we laugh because we remember when I was trying it out way back.
I've gotten different pairs of timbales throughout the years, and the Prestige timbal is good. It has a nice sound. It's close to
the Lidis.
To the Lidis,
they're close.
Right?
They're close, yeah. I said the first time I played them, I said these are the best ones. I think the closest. A lot of these other companies try to make them, but when you hit that baila, it's like dead. It doesn't have that chuck sound, you know, that we were used to.
I think it's the number one instrument that you'll bump into in Europe, South America. I think it's still, and it's always been for me, the most popular and the most asked for when you do a rental thing. When you're out of town, you ask for instruments. I think it's the one that's asked for the most. It's definitely popular around the world.
It's been really great knowing him and being around him for all these years. He's really been a person that really helped to advance all these instruments and the sound and make it easy for not only us, but everybody else that's come after us and the people that have yet to come to play these instruments, you know, has made it easy for all that to occur.
Well, his vision, I mean, just took it to another level. The fact that you have music from other genres, musicians playing these instruments, says a lot.